welcome back to Practical Spiritual Advice by Infinite You, which is me, which is you, which is we. Buckle up for the ride. I got someone in the passenger seat with me today. So would you like to say hello? Y'all have heard her before if y'all have been listening to the podcast. This is going to be that storytelling experience. And so go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Amber with Goddess of Balance.
Yeah,
Harold
this is
Aho's now. Aho's now cosmic partner.
Harold Aho now. I am your practical spiritual advisor and community activist here in San Antonio, Texas, aka Yanaguana, aka the Seventh Tone, where we are setting the tone for humanity's next step in our evolution. And as the creation story goes on, that's going to be today's topic. Is we're going to get into this creation story of Violet Ray Sunshine, our latest creation, a little human being that we created. What was the date, Amber? Do you remember?
It was October 5th, 2019.
October 5th, 2019. So for anyone that knows the galactic calendar, maybe have the app 1320 Synchronario downloaded on your phone. You can convert that date and see that it was a Galactic Activation Portal date, and then do your own little research to find out what that means. You can go to 13moon.com and 13moon.com and get a calendar for yourself from my friends Bob and Eden Sky. So I'm going to let Amber, I want her to go ahead and start off with this, and I'm going to be the one that kind of picks up any pieces. And the creation story of Violet Ray Sunshine on 10/5/2019.
2019. Okay. So on October 5th of 2019, we had a small gathering. We invited some people to come over to take a little journey with us, and only our friends, basically two sets of friends came over, and it was to a couple who they're married. Are we gonna give names?
No.
Right? No names.
That'll be on
names.
the Patreon once we get that going.
Yeah. Well, I will say we went into a little bit of detail on Harold's TikTok, Infinite U 77. So if you want to get some basic details on it and then come listen to the podcast to get more details on it, then please do so. So yes, going back to the story, we invited some friends, and we had a set of friends who were married, and then another set of friends, both male and female, each couple, that were beginning to date, talk, like, not sure where it was going with, but they were
early conversations,
right?
Anything. It was innocent at that point still.
Right. So we all took a journey together. And well, no, why don't you tell? Because it's so funny when you say it. It's like funny, and then I can try. I'm the projector here.
I just did it to get you going, to get me going. Okay.
But right, yeah, so tell the story of
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna say their names. Okay. No, fuck that. These are our friends. They're cool. So it was Yaws. Francis, Travis,
our
Pamela.
Late friend Travis.
Yeah, our late friend Travis Martin.
And
yeah,
and
then
his
us,
wife Pamela.
Yeah, and his wife Pamela.
Uh-huh.
And so we'd have all those four. Francis too. Was that her first time coming over?
Yeah. No. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was her first time taking a journey with us here.
Yeah. Oh. We had taken a journey not that long ago before at Medicine for the People.
Right.
Yeah, we all hung. So only a few weeks before, a couple weeks before, we're in the woods in Dripping Springs, Pipe Creek, whatever. It wasn't that long before when we left Medicine for the People that we came back.
Okay.
right?
Yeah, but I'm just curious as to where you're going with this. Like, why is this bringing mention?
That we're comfortable. She's
Oh,
been
okay.
around with
Well,
us
yeah,
in
that's our
journeying.
friend. Yeah,
Right, I know it's our
right.
friend, but I'm trying to give these. They don't
Oh,
know
okay.
who.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
What's up, y'all? Do y'all know who we are and live next door to us? They're our neighbors. We'll talk to y'all like you're our neighbors.
Okay.
Actually, you know, I know April's gonna listen. What's up, April?
Oh, yeah. Hi, April. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so we have taken journeys with them.
Yeah,
We're comfortable with these people. Now they're family. They're family.
yeah. And so we're all hanging out, and it's in the middle of the afternoon, or what is it, like 2, 3
Yeah,
o'clock?
like 2 or 3 o'clock daytime.
Yeah, it was an earlier journey. We wanted to have an experience going from day to night, and
so we did.
And so we did, and it was a lot of fun because there were so many funny points. The sun wouldn't set and things like that. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it wouldn't set. I was like, "Where's the set button on the sun? I don't see it. Like, it's not sun setting." So anyway, you had to be there. One day we'll get to a point where we'll take y'all into our consciousness, and we'll all go relive that moment again and be like, "What the?" So anyway, one of the first things that happened before the journey began, I think before we even took it, we were hanging out in the patio, and Yaws looks over at the rest of the crew, and he's like, they're going to take off, and they're like rabbits.
He was talking about us.
Yeah. Amber and I. Like, we're going to take off, and like, we'll come back with our hair all fucked up and be like, "Hey, what's up, y'all?"
We always escape. Yeah,
we always escape and like to have our alone time and dive into bliss on, at certain points within the journey, like almost the whole journey. But anyway, we had friends here. We're going to do that. So, but we were going to escape. We knew that. And we're like, yeah, he knows this. We're going to do it. And so as it came up, that did happen. And then that's when we started feeling. Yeah, we started feeling the euphoria and just like rubbing, and it's like what normally happens is I get a grab to my arm, and it's like a nod, and I'm over here like a little kid in a candy store. I'm like, okay, and I'm like looking around. We're gonna help your leg. We're gonna help your leg. Yeah. Let's go. So we escape into our room, and our room. The door doesn't close all the way. Like the little latch on the doorknob doesn't click in, so anybody can just like tap the door and it'll open up. And so we have a technique of trying to keep the door closed, which is sliding our whole dresser over. And so we did that just so our friends don't like, "Hey, there's a restroom in here." Like, "Oh my God, I'm traumatized." And so, because it's weird when there's no sound in the house, it's like, fuck, I can hear everything. Like, and then when you, it's funny because it sounded like they were right out there, but sometimes they were right there outside in the patio. And anyway, so we were getting into it, and we had our first round of, explosion, right? Is that what you recalled? Yeah, right. We had our first, yeah. Explosion, our first round of explosion, and then you went to clean up, and then you came back, and that's where I started peeking. Is it because you said I said something, though? Did I say something that triggered that? To make me peek? No. To make you start thinking a certain thing? No. Okay. So when you came back, like, I was there in my own little journey, and I started having these visuals of like letting go of our children, like visuals. Visuals of like visuals or feelings. Visuals what is of the us. Visual of that? So the visual was like, okay, we're here on planet Earth, and then I see this other planet which is like all light, like it was all light, and like I was going through like basically, so we're here in this house on planet Earth, and I'm like clearing the whole house. Yeah. I'm clearing, like getting rid of everything, getting rid of all the materialistic things. And it's like, okay, I'm getting rid of all this so that way we can go to the new world, which is all light.
And that's what I was mentally doing in my visions, is clearing that. Okay. And then it came to the point where it's like, you have to leave your children behind. Like, this is all going in my head, and seeing each and one of them. And, I was like, okay, like, we have to do this. We've given them the tools and the resources, and they know exactly what they need to do to continue doing the work here on planet Earth. Because Harold and I have, in my vision, succeeded, or I don't want to say succeeded, but we've completed our mission. That's a good way of putting it. We completed our mission here on planet Earth, and we completed our mission, and it was like, okay, but since we complete our mission, that means we go to the new world, and we cannot take our children because they have yet to complete their mission. So one by one, I, said my farewells, and okay, children, like, I'm having to let you go. And the one that was the hardest was was our youngest, Autumn, because that was our baby girl, so it was very difficult for me to let her go and leave her behind, because one, she was so young, like, she was probably 8 at the time. Or no, I think she was 7 or 6 or 7. 2, like, again, her being that age, I felt like we didn't give her enough time with us. So, and then 3, I already was feeling this new birth in my womb of creating a new reality. And in order for us to do that, I had to let her go and no longer see her as my baby, because I'm creating this new reality, this new baby.
Are we there yet?
No, this is all things. Yeah. And then that's when
that's right.
Yeah. And that's when you came up to me and you said, this is the time you came up to me and you're like, it's okay, just let it go. And I didn't even tell you what was going on in my mind. You just felt it, and then you started crying. We're both crying as I was like surrendering and letting go of, these creations that we had, because again, they needed to fulfill their mission, and we were gonna still see them. Like, I already, like, in my mind, I saw that, like, we were still gonna connect with them. We were still gonna be able to help them. We just couldn't be on the same planet anymore because, again, I keep repeating myself. Anyways. So we were crying together, and then that's when he realized what it was, because of our human design, how you're able to pick up on my thoughts. That's what you were doing. You were picking up on my thoughts at that time. So when I was thinking of, like, letting her go to have this new creation, that's when you were like, oh shit, like, are we here? Mm-hmm. Or no, we kissed and stuff. Yeah, we're kissing, like, we, like, okay, now it's like we're together.
Yeah.
We love each other. And let's get back into bliss mode again. And, and we did. Yeah. And that's when you were like, oh shit, are we here? Yeah. Or no, you said after.
Yeah.
Did you say after? Okay, yeah. So you picked on it. Yeah.
So I went in, we started kissing, and it was very passionate. Like, I remember we were just going like, fuck whoever's here. Like,
yeah, we forgot about that.
Yeah. I took her to Pound Town. And we were in missionary position. Like this, I obviously don't. Okay. So there's like some mechanics, or like some kind of energetic with movement and body, and I don't know if you have to be in the missionary position or what the deal is. I'm just giving you my thing, and I'm telling you that it did a thing. And so, for maybe some people that are like, they're trying to have children or something, like, there may be something with this. I don't know, but it worked. And so we were missionary, and we were going at it, and we like both just like simultaneously, like, just caused more orgasm, melted into each other for this final like explosion. And if you watch or look at my TikTok, and there's a point in there I show you the hand motion that I did while we were still connected, and it was with breath, and it was a whole thing. It felt like what it did is synchronize my, whether it's divine masculine or feminine, or positive and negative, left and right, creative and analytical, whatever it is, like maybe all of it. It was a I don't even want to say hemisync because I just found out there may be like some bad connotation with hemisync audio things or whatever. So anyway, where it syncs up all of your parts in a multidimensional way. And I did this movement and I pulled in this holographic pyramid and it just like went into Amber's womb space. And then I fell on her and, like my head landed next to her, and I remember just being right next to her ear and saying, I believe we conceived a new reality. And because I saw it, she put the hooks in me. That's why I wasn't able to
leave. You weren't able to leave because I put the
it was a combination of.
It happened organically.
Yeah, it did happen organically, and that's what happens. Is when you're making love with your partner, naturally there may be a point like when you're at that, like. There are some physical things that happen. The male organ enlarges to the point of it's probably the large, it's definitely like at its peak. And it's like a plunger type of a thing that's happening with the penis head and like going back and forth. And it's, doing all these things. And it's like this final like whoop. And so... making love was just like I didn't want to, like I was like we were in it and she put
I hooked my ankles.
She hooked her ankles on my ass and like was like, you're not going anywhere. And it was like that Kundalini Ankh energy came up, but I was able to channel it into this hemisync. I'll just use the words like hand motion, breath movement. And I brought in this holographic pyramid into her womb space and then fell on her and said, I believe we conceived a new reality. It was a thing. So maybe anybody wanting to have children that can't, like, take some to go on a journey and have fun and see what happens. I don't know, but the rest, like, that's what spurred on this, like, incoherence that I saw I was getting from Amber when we were done. It was like, okay, all right, that was fun. And
you're all like, come on, let's go tell our friends that we conceived, like,
I just knew that we made a baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go let them know. And come on, let's put on our clothes. And that's when she was walking up to me and looking at me in this like glazed over, like, I just want to be with you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, fuck yeah.
We're together.
Yeah, we're together.
Yeah,
we're here, right? Yeah, we're here right now. I'm not going anywhere. And so I walk over to the other side of the room and she comes up and she's like, I just want to be with you. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
So
it starts getting more weird.
Oh yeah. Well, now I know what I was wanting. Like, I just wanted to be with him intimately, like continue.
Yeah, because normally that would be the case.
Right.
When you don't have a bunch of friends over, you would stay and, continue and like, we really could have kept going again and like, that's normally what we do, but we had friends over and I'm like, and I just made a bit, what the fuck, is this a ritual? Like, oh my God, I think this is a ritual. This is why they're here. They're holding space for us. We got to tell them. And it's like, I just want to be with you. I'm like, oh, fuck, you didn't listen to me?
No.
Yeah, you want to be with me? Okay. And then.
But I ended up, I remember at one point I laid down real quick and then I said, that was right. After cleanup, that was so, like when we cleaned up before I went to you to tell you I just want to be with you. You went to go clean up. You came back. And then I was like, so we're creators of our own reality? Because that's what you left in my ear. Oh. We just created a new, and I had just had a visual that we're birthing a new reality. So in the time frame after cleanup, before I just want to be with you, I was laying in bed. You're like, yeah, we are we are creators of our own reality. And then you kind of lifted your hands up, and like I don't even think you hit the wall. But when you like
my energy arms,
your energy arms basically like hit it. Your energy hit it, and the wall like wobbled like if it was water.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, and I was like, whoa, like like that's just, it is a freaking matrix. It's not even real. So that's where my mind was going, and I was like, man, like I want more of this intimate connection. I just want to be with you. And they're like, no, come on, we gotta go share. We gotta get some clothes on. So now he's like trying to pull me out to like, let's go hang out with our friends. Put some clothes on. I'm like, why do we need to put clothes on? Because he just basically validated we're creators of our own reality, and the freaking wall just like warped and like
the clothes might slow us down.
Yeah, rippled that this is not real. And like, why do we need clothes on? We're these light beings now. Like in my mind, mentally, we're on this light planet. We're in 5D now. We're light beings. We have no physical body, even though I can see it.
Oh, we're already on that new world.
Exactly.
That's where the children are not. They were in the old world.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, like, why?
Sorry, I let the cat out of the bag a little early.
Yeah. Well, no, I said that.
You did?
That's what I visually.
Oh, that's right. Let go of the children.
Right. To keep them in the old world to complete their mission. So yeah.
She kept saying that, and I was like, what? Like, because remember, so. You're trying to move the dresser out of the way. I'm trying to get dressed. Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to move the dresser out of the way so we can get out.
Yeah. And I'm
like, all naked trying to get out.
Whoa, hey, I don't think they're ready for all that.
I was like, no, like, we're these light beings. Like, we got
She didn't even want to let me put my own boxers on.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's right. I was putting them, taking them out of your hands.
Mm-hmm. I was like, no. Amber, stop. No, we have to put on clothes. Are you really? Like, you don't think we need to put on clothes? And she's like, I don't know if you said like we're creators of a reality or like something, but it was just not going through. It's like, we don't need them. And I was like, fuck, dude, come on, man. Like, you're starting to freak me out now. And I started getting more concerned. And then she's like, still not wanting to put on clothes. Like, literally doesn't know how to put on clothes. I had to put on your panties.
Yeah, and you gave me clothes. Yeah, you're like, here, put these on. I'm like, okay. And like, I just didn't know how because it didn't make sense to me to put clothes on. So I'm like, you're telling this light being to put clothes on. What the fuck are clothes? How do you put clothes on? Like, even
the look on her face was just like confusion, like, clothes?
Yeah, like, what are these? This is weird. That does not look comfortable.
Yeah, so finally pull her out. Now I'm switching to, we just created someone to now, with like their tribe here for this ritual, to now like, oh man, the tribe's here to help me get her out of this. This is how we like fucking psychic relief or something.
Yeah.
Get someone out of psychosis.
So he ended up having to dress me. Because I just wasn't. I at that point I was confused and like why am I here? What are we doing? Like what is all this about now? Because I'm like, I don't know who, like I'm no longer Amber. I'm this other person, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening? So now I'm trying to figure out my life and what's real and what's not real. So he gets me dressed, we go out, and then you're like friends.
I'm like, guys, I need y'all's help. Look at her. Like she's like in a psych ward or something, just pulling her out of the fucking, the straight jacket. So she was, and I had them in belief. So this is the other part too that I was feeling. Again, we go back to normally if friends weren't there, we would stay engulfed in each other. And I mean, right, like, imagine what on a conscious, cosmic, celestial, multidimensional being way, and you consciously like pull a fucking holographic pyramid into your partner after y'all both orgasm together and do this kundalini, this whole thing. Yeah, you'd want to just stay there and like just let go of everything together and sit in it and not be asked where are the children, put on clothes and all these other things. We probably would have just like rode through that and made love some more and whatever, but I dragged her ass out into to people.
To the abyss.
Yeah, to the abyss of our friends. And I'm like, I need help. Pull her out of the abyss. And she's reliving lives every time I'm telling her like, hey.
Now.
No,
not hey. Well, like, so as you were talking to them, like, we're just chilling there outside, and oh my gosh, and then I remember Jay and were you telling them, and then Travis is all like, oh yeah, Pamela's like freaking out too, or something like that.
The stuff was strong. Yeah. It was really strong. Even Yaz was like, he was like, dude, this is some strong shit. It was still daytime. Amber and I had already conceived a child. Like, what?
Where's Pamela at?
Yeah, Pamela's like freaking out. Yeah. Travis's eyes are bugged out. And Jay and Francis are still just trying to get to know each other.
They're just chilling. Yeah, sitting down when we had nice grass.
Yeah, it was, the backyard looked nice.
So I heard them talking, Jay and Francis. They were talking, and I was like listening in because I'm like trying to tap into like, okay, what's real, what's not real. So I'm hearing their conversation, and then you're having a conversation with Pamela and Travis. I think you left me there too with Jay and Francis, and you went to go like figure out Pamela. You're gonna be okay. Y'all can watch her. Jay and Francis like
for whatever reason, Francis is just able to hold her own.
Yeah, I know.
You never know that she had anything going on in her head.
Yeah, she did really good. But yeah, so they were talking, having their conversations, and I'm like, okay, again, picking up, and then finally it's like, come on, like, let's go back to the room. Like, as soon as you came back, because I think you did leave or do something with Pamela and Travis.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I was like, oh, here she goes again.
And it's like, come take me with you. And like, so we come back to the room, and I'm like, now I'm trying to figure out again what my life was from the day I was born until the day of, I think I was 29. Yeah, I was 29 at that time. So I'm trying to like 0 to 29. Let me do my timeline and figure this shit out. And well, no, we actually, I think we did it again or
we
something.
Tried to, and it just wasn't. Yeah, you were like too.
I was too out of it.
Yeah, and I was like, this doesn't even feel right.
No, it didn't. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
put the clothes back on her again.
Yeah, and like, yeah, exactly. Put the clothes back on me, and yeah, that's right. So I was like trying to relive life for everything that I did remember, and I was like, okay, I think this is the lifetime. I think this is it. So we walk back out, and then like it's still daytime, and I think again, like, you put me down there with Francis and Jay, and they're talking, and I'm still not quite sure where Pamela and Travis were at. And then you're talking to Jay and Francis, and then I'm like, let's go again. And then I think at that point, I was like, oh, that's right. So when we were sitting there, and as y'all were talking, I'm thinking like, oh fuck, that wasn't the timeline. That wasn't it. Then what is this timeline? What do I need to do? Like, am I here like, I want to be with Harold. Is this that timeline for me to be with Harold? Like, I want to be in this relationship with him. And I was like, maybe that's not it. And then like, I was like, we have to go. And then I thought too for a second, maybe I have to be with Francis, another woman in this timeline. I don't freaking know. Like, I don't know, like, what's going on. Maybe, you know, and then that's when you're like, come on, let's go back to the room. We're going to reset again. And then I was like, Francis said something, and I was like, no, she can come too.
I was like, what? No. And part of my reasoning of what Amber was doing was that, again, going back to like this energy of us like wanting to, it was like she was this flower that was just pollinated, and the pollinator and the flower still need to like finish out the session of just like, well, the flower is just like wanting to hold on to like what just pollinated her. Like, that was the energy I was telling him. I was like, she's like this cosmic thing that I just impregnated. I told y'all we just did it. We're gonna have like and it's like, and all I could feel was like, it's like almost not like an octopus, but it literally is like the female body part in the way like, it interacts. Is it's like it does grab on to you, and that's what I felt by her energy was just like,
let me just suction you
yeah,
in.
exactly. And like come here so I
sense.
can keep suctioning you in and just hold on to this. You're a pollinator. You're the one, like, we have to, like, just be intertwined with our cosmic energy.
Yeah.
And that's what I was explaining to them. And then we started going into, like, what? The children don't exist for you?
Well,
like, oh, shit.
so I just want to,
so it was a mixture of a lot of things.
to, like, put that out there. When I said no, she could come too, it wasn't like, hey, come in our sexual encounters. Because I think that's what everybody was thinking. It was just more like, come reset with me, because I think I'm meant to be with you in this timeline to where we're going to go out together. Like, we're coming, because my coming back to the room was my reset. Mm-hmm. It was and we didn't do anything. After those first 2 times, we didn't do anything. No. We just kept coming in here, trying to meet, like, reconnect.
I think that only happened, 3 times that we came in here to even have that type of a conversation?
For me to reset, 3 times. It happened 3 times, right? The second time I was trying to bring her back in, so because I thought I was meant to be with her in a relationship, and it was not anything sexual. It was just like, hey, let's help me fucking find my timeline. That's all I wanted. I wanted to find my timeline.
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck? And it was like so.
Yeah, and
so funny.
She was like, I'm flattered. Like, and I was like, I thought in my head, and it was weird because I was still coherent in a way, and I took it, like, it was funny in my head. I was like, oh, she thinks I mean sexually. But I didn't say anything. I didn't vocalize it because I'm still, like, fucking going crazy, too, at the same time.
Yeah, that's the other part, too, where you would, like, zone out, and I could see you reliving these lives.
Yeah.
Like, looking off into the abyss and just, like, smiling all by yourself and shaking your head yes and no's. And then I'm like, hey, are you okay?
Oh, well, that was, like, so that was outside.
You're 27?
Oh, yeah, that was outside. Okay, so so Frances didn't want to come back with us. She didn't want to help me, she did, but, like, I couldn't see how my, how I can be,
been confused.
Exactly, and that's okay, that's good.
It was funny.
It was funny.
I was like, you better not get up, Frances.
Yeah, no, it was funny. But, so we came in here, I just want to be with you, and I'm telling him I just want to be with you, because I'm trying to fucking figure this shit out.
And I'm getting tired of that shit. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
because I was like, I don't want
I was just
freaking
out. I was just freaking out.
I didn't want another timeline. I love you.
I love you too.
You too. You're fucking crazy. You're feeling the feelings again. So, we went back outside, and then I sat down on the swinging chair, and that's when I was zoning out and shaking my head no and yes, because I was reliving outside then. I was really reliving my life and thinking about, like, when I was a child in kindergarten, or, like, the first time I had an experience of being in this human body, which was probably like 3 or 4 years old. So I remember that vividly. So that's what I remembered at that time. And I shook my head yes, because that's accurate. Then I remember kindergarten and who my friends were. And so I shook my head yes. And then when it would get confusing, when I kind of, like, led off to, like, some different timeline, I was like, no, that's not right. That's not right. And then I got up and I was like, wait, I was like, that doesn't make sense. And then I would sit back down.
We're getting more details. This is stuff new. This is new for me. That's why I'm laughing, because I was watching her shake her head yes and no's and standing up, and I'm like, see, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, she's like, wrong life. Yeah, okay. Now we're back to the right timeline. Yeah, that was the sequence of events.
And so the reason why I'm like no is because I let go every time I kept coming up to, like, 15 years old is when I had the twins. That's where it's like, no, I didn't have children. I let them go. I didn't have any children, so it wasn't making sense. And I was like, but I know I have children, but I don't have children. So I'm like, okay, rewind, go back to 0. I was baby, let's do this again. And then that's when, I was like, wait, how old are you? I was telling everybody, how old are you? How old are you? Because I need to make sure that I'm back in this timeline. And then at that point, I went inside and I started turning on all the fucking lights, because I think it was getting dark outside. And I thought that if I turned on the lights inside, it would turn on the light outside. And that wasn't the case. And that's when, but also too, like, when we were outside, like, they were all glowing to me. Like, everyone was glowing. I was like, whoa, we are light beings, so that was pretty cool. But again, coming back inside, turning on all the lights, and then I don't know why you started asking me, like, oh, our kids, like, let me show you, or do you remember?
Vaguely.
Yeah. So I think we're still kind of in, oh, that's right. So Jay came in too, and I was like, wait, oh, how old are you, Jay? Because, like, I was getting closer and closer to my timeline. And then he told me his age, and then he's like, don't tell me you're going to invite me in too. I was like, oh my gosh, no. I want to fucking know your age or something, remember? It's like, no. But you started asking me questions about the kids. I was like, no, like, we don't have them. And you're showing me a picture, and I was like, no, those are not our kids. Like, because we're on this new world, and
you're showing me fake stuff because they're over there. This can't be them.
Yeah, this can't be them. Yeah, this is not them. And I don't know. You're like, well, you had them, and I don't know. It was just so crazy.
I was like, what the fuck am I gonna tell? What am I gonna tell them when we pick them up tomorrow? Like, hey, y'all don't exist to your mother.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
But after everything started, like, calming down, it's like, I do remember. I do remember this lifetime.
I was like, whoo, all right. She's coming back, guys. Y'all could leave now.
Yeah. That's when everybody started going. But I think that was really it. So for me, that just validated, like, what we have, like, the work we've been doing, and where we're going, and creating this new heaven on earth, which is this new reality that we're birthing, that's already been birthed, and we're just getting it to...
Just getting everybody heart aligned.
Yeah.
Heart coherence in the seventh tone. It's a quantum, it's a mechanic, it's a practical thing, and, we literally, like, tapped in and brought in our youngest daughter, Violet Ray Sunshine, and that she was there when we discovered the solar eclipse X, or had successful CE5 meditation, like, and it led to all these things, and all these things upon things, and like.
So the next day after that happened, we went to Healing Festival. To Eagle's Nest. I think we went to Eagle's Nest. We went to Eagle's Nest because Jay and Francis were vending, and we decided to do an aura photo. And on my aura photo, there was a footprint next to me in red. Red means creation in the aura photo. But there was only 3 little toes, not all 5, just 3 little toes, but the actual, like, foot itself too. So I was told that those are my, like, spirit guides or something like that, with 3 little dots. But that's when it just started becoming more real and set in, like, oh, like, we're gonna have another baby. And
right, like,
and then COVID hit, and it was just craziness. And we had originally wanted Autumn to be birthed at home. But because I've had 2 previous C-sections before Autumn, I was scared. I was 22, and I was scared that my uterus would rupture. But with COVID happening, it just opened my eyes to the possibility of Harold not being able to be there while Violet Ray was born if she was, like, in the hospital. If I was going to have another C-section, he wouldn't be there. And that just didn't sit. Not right for either one of us. No, that didn't sit right. So I had the courage, and we had the money, thankfully, because COVID hit. Like, we were able to get the funds to be able to birth her at home. And it's so inexpensive to have a midwife and have the babies naturally at home. Like, oh my gosh, like, how inexpensive is it? Like, it's half, if not half, the price that you would be spending at the hospital, if at the least half of it. Like, it's ridiculous. And anyways, so we had her at home naturally. I did freaking 15 hours labor, I think, in labor, and it broke so many statistics. 3 previous C-sections. I was able to, my first natural vaginal baby, I should say, 3 pushes, she was out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
And here she is, about to be 3 next month, and she is amazing, and she's here to lead the new little beings, the new, what are they? The Ravas? No, the
Raves.
The Raves, yeah.
Ravas.
The Ravas, the new Ravas generation, with this human design prophecy. Whew, I feel that in my chest. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love her.
Yep.
So it was definitely a journey. Her whole little creation story, from the time she was conceived, from the time she was born till this day, her little life has told a story, and that's what she created, or I guess like that's what brought her, not that I guess, but this is what she set up for herself, and this is what we had set up with her before coming. She couldn't have, Aw. You ready to go pick them up?
Yeah, no, we got more work to do.
Yeah, we do got more work to do.
We, just to also catch anybody up, so I'm just FYI, I'm over here crying. That's why I wasn't talking much, because there were a lot of good stories in it. Collective deep breaths. And so anyway, we have a lot of stuff cooking right now with Infinite You, Goddess of Balance, setting the tone, the city of San Antonio. Like literally, I want y'all to pay attention, because coming soon will the collaboration and the synergy with Infinite You and the city, which Infinite You is. It is.
Yes.
It's a quantum entanglement of me. God damn. Okay. It's a quantum entanglement of how this is like Noah's Ark, and we're being guided to the 7th tone, and it allows your dreams to come through this city. I mean, I'm keyed in with the people. I don't need to even name names or do any of that stuff. It doesn't even matter about that. But the steps, the work that has been done for the sake of our creations as a creation from our parents, and trying to break these generational cycles of, hurt people. We can quickly get through all of this. It is if healed people heal people, and then people be people. And that's the end goal of this. And so share, like, follow, get your dreams aligned, come bring yourself, don't make excuses for anything, and just honor the process of yourself and this whole creation story. And so Amber, do you have any final words to complete this episode of Practical Spiritual Advice by Infinite You?
The last piece I will say is I remembered the children again. I love them all. The second piece is that if you or anyone is looking for a midwife or a doula, please contact Infinite You or please contact us at infiniteu.info, and we will release that information. I love them. I follow them on Facebook, like very loving and caring humans, and they're doing the work as well. And I would love to have another baby just to like connect with them again, but not now. Not at this time. Yeah. So that as well, if you want more information. And just the last piece, if this resonates with you, please, we want to know, we want to hear, or not just resonates, but if you have a story to share and would like to tell us and let us know, we're here for it. We want to continue sharing our stories until we're like, I guess basically what I'm saying is like continue sharing our stories, because this life, if you think about the ancient times and the people in tribes, the elders would share their stories. And like, this is what I've lived. This is what I've experienced. My story, like everybody has their own experience to be able to share that to help others. And that's what we're here for. Not just only that, everything else, but still, like, we're here for it. We're here for you.
This is the infinite you.
Yeah.
It's not the infinite me.
It's the infinite you.
All right. You complete?
I am complete. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Any disclaimers out there? Like anything like that may have been construed a different way. Like, please don't take it that way. Again, this is our story, and there's parts that we probably did miss, and that's okay. Just try to remember we're all human.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for y'all for tuning in, listening, for Amber being my very special guest. And you got something else? You're not complete?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me on your podcast and sharing my story, allowing me to share my story.
All right, guys, this is real people doing real things. So with that, I want y'all to love always and always. Have a blissful day. Peace.